Welcome to another episode of EPMS Tech Talk. I'm Chris Costa.
And I'm Joanne LaFlamme.
So Joanne, what should we cover tonight?
Well, I thought we could go over dissection codes, just kind of talk about what they are and how they're used in the system.
Sure.
Okay.
That's a good question. I guess just a broad overview. I mean, what we would use them for is to really help set up and categorize the transactions that you would record in Cashbook.
Okay.
So, Cashbook is really the area where you're going to record non-receivables, non-payables type monies that are coming into the bank or leaving the bank, but they're not going to get recorded in AR, they're not going to get recorded in AP.
Okay.
It's like interest, payroll, stuff like that. So we would set up a list of items or categories and assign a GL code to those categories or items so that you can easily make the transactions.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Okay.
So how do I add one dissection code?
Yep, we can take a look here.
Okay.
Okay, so if I open up my enterprise, and this is done in Cashbook. Okay, so the first thing to do would be to go into the maintenance area of Cashbook. And if I click on dissections, I've got 3 set up already here. Okay, one for bank fees, interest, payroll. Like I said, the primary purpose here is to set up those transactions that are going to get recorded in Cashbook specifically.
Okay.
You want to break out the category so that you can assign a GL code and really facilitate recording the transaction.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay? So if I'll just edit one that I have here, and really all you need to enter is a unique code, which is alphanumeric, so you can combination numbers, letters, whatever you're comfortable with. You want to tie it to a specific GL code, and you can give it a little bit longer description here. Okay, you don't need to worry about the tax breakdown over here. Okay, there is a note section if you want to record any notes, when you might use it, if other people are helping out in the office and you want to describe, when,
Okay.
what transactions would get used with this.
Okay.
Okay. So, I mean, really, the key here is the general ledger code, because what we want to do is set this up so that when we go to a transaction screen, we can indicate the bank account that the transaction is going to occur,
Yep.
whether the money is going to come in or out, and then we can identify the main dissection code, which is the category, and it's going to automatically pull in the GL code.
Okay.
So you don't have to, find
Remember,
it and type
yeah.
it each time. So you want that. That's really the main part.
Okay.
And we can step through a typical transaction.
That would be great.
Okay. And there's really no limit here, by the way. You can have as many codes in here as you want. The idea is to make it as simple as possible when entering the transactions. Okay, so if I go to transaction entry, add a new one. Now, remember we've got a GL code assigned at the bank, so that's going to tell us what cash account's going to get impacted. So if I indicate here whether there's only 2 choices, money's either coming in or going out. So if I say it's a receipt, now we know we're going to debit cash. Based on what I select here, if I say it's interest, and we'll call it $15, when I add a line item here, it's going to automatically pull in that general ledger code, based on the dissection code that we have selected.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I noticed you also have a dissection code on the line item as opposed to the main dissection code. What's the difference between the two?
Well, the main one would be a default.
Okay.
There may be a case where press loans that might have an interest and a principal amount that may need to be split among different GL codes.
Okay.
So you could set up, principal for press loan interest and have it be 2 separate GL codes. So then what you could do, if we come back to the screen here, okay, so this would be one example here. I'll cancel this, and let's just call this press loan. Okay, and if we call this $1,500 or $15,000, well, $1,500 is better. Okay, so if I add a line, what I could do is I could change this to be $1,000. Or actually the interest, $100, okay? And then what I could do is add a second line. Now I don't have one in the list, but just to illustrate the point, I could pick a different code, which would pull in a different GL code for the difference. Okay, and actually do a distribution here. So you can, select a different dissection code on the line and have it override the main
Okay.
code.
So the main one is, as you said, is just used as a default as you add the line items,
Correct.
but it goes by what's on the line item.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
Any other questions?
No, I think you've answered them. Thank you.
Very good. Well, thank you. Well, this was another episode of EPMS Tech Talk. I'm Chris Costa.
And I'm Joanne LaFlamme.
Please look forward to more to come.